Hello, Libra. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and a really big thank you to all of you who followed me over here. I love you guys. All right, Libra, so before I get started, just to remind everybody, I read from Sun, Moon, Rising, but feel free to apply this message to wherever Libra is in your chart. And please make sure you're only taking in the messages that resonate. All right, Libra, so this time you pulled jealousy, reflection, and the child I was meant to be. I swear to God, I've been saying this consistently, but I think what is happening here is not so much about the self-reflection on mistakes, although I feel like it's a part of it. I think this is more about you needing to heal the damage that was done by you taking up beliefs from shitty people, because this is projection. That's all that is. So, jealousy. The blessing talks about how you are beyond their judgment. Their words are false. You need never live up to them. And then working with this card, this is the part that sticks out for me. It says, be strong, this time will pass. Remind yourself and others that those who speak ill of all in their turn, and none shall escape their turn. This is about dealing with projections from people who are incapable of doing their own self-reflection. Now, for you, in terms of mistakes, it may be that negative beliefs that have been slung onto you about who you are have created this pattern of continuously attracting the same type of person. And this is where, you're seeing it now and you're seeing that change needs to be made. That's where reflection is coming in. So if you're dealing with a situation right now with, either a specific person or a group of people, whatever the case may be, if you're dealing with a situation right now where there are constantly judgments being made about you, instead of reacting to it, it's time to go inward and look at what you can do to clear up your own false beliefs about who you are. It says, the presence of this card invites you to step out of the realm of reaction and into the realm of reflection. Take a full view, if I could talk right. Take a full view of your life as a whole. Witness how patterns emerge and how God has been guiding you. And then it says, by reviewing past mistakes, you can gain clarity to why something did not work and evaluate whether change may be appropriate. But rather than, reacting to what's going on, it's saying don't do that, right? Now, with the child I was meant to be, the quote for this says, an instant of clarity is the light I needed. And then the sentence says, to go forward is to go backward as hope heals the wounds of the past. So your past wounding is reflecting back to you something that is not helpful. It's like having one of those wake-up moments where you start to realize that the people that you have around you aren't exactly whole themselves. Self-reflection needs to happen. I swear to God, I've been screaming that for the last month. But I think the message that you have here is a perfect example of how self-reflection doesn't have to be about living in shame or guilt or any of that bullshit, right? Because it's all projections and they're not even yours. They don't even belong to you. You're overall the Queen of Wands. Yay. Yay. So, for some of you, this could be because of a person, but what is going on internally, we're talking about you feeling confident, being attractive, feeling and looking good, knowing how to manage the people that are around you, right? But being more passionate, I think, when it comes to, how that's being reflected outward. But, being available for different experiences, though, too. So one of the things with the Queen of Wands, right, She has her partner in the king, but she still keeps herself available to other opportunities, right? Oh boy. All right. So in the past, the Ace of Cups. So starting something new that made you feel good, refilled you emotionally. And some of you are carrying this through now. For others of you, this is about an opportunity from the past that's going to be coming back. And with the Ace of Cups, right? Love, deeper spiritual connection, emotional balance, right? Like, I just feel like this is a new beginning for you to have peace. Oh my God. In the present, the Ten of Swords, geez. All right. So one of the things I talk about with this one, you know, it's over, right? It is the end. It's the painful ending, but it's time now, right? It's time to let go of the pain and stand back up. And I think that unfortunately, some of you may feel like, you know, you had to come to this place where something had to come to this end in order for this opportunity to come back. So you may still be going through the pain of something being over with. But in the background, this Ace of Cups is like trying to make its way through, right? Oh my God, future conditions, the King of Swords. All right. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have questions. The King of Swords, though, we're talking about clarity, right? It's being intellectual about the things that you're doing. But, you know, in terms of a person, and looking at the Ten of Swords preceding this, and given your oracle cards, what I'm afraid is that you may be dealing with, you know, possibly a relationship here that is ending in a really painful way, but a lot of that is going to have to do with what this King of Swords is saying. But what I worry about is too that this person may be influencing, you know, your future choices to be more directed at them rather than this that belongs to you, right? It was available to you always. It's just you realizing that it's there. Now, on the nice side, this could be somebody in future conditions where there's going to be a lot of communication. Now, for some of you, this may be somebody who has certain like factual information that may be helping you to get past this ending though too, right? Which is why oftentimes he's looked at as like the judge or the lawyer. But it's interesting how, you know, this Ten of Swords leads to him. And I feel iffy just looking at it. Like, I almost feel like you're being forced to continue to deal with somebody even though the situation is already over. And it came to its end because of very painful things that have happened, right? Your best path to follow, the Three of Cups. It's interesting because, you know, you have him in future conditions, which absolutely, you know, could be somebody within a friend group that has very, you know, accurate information for you. But then I also look at this in terms of advice, and we're talking about the support of others. And not just you being surrounded by people, you know, who support you, but you support them too. So your friend group, again, right, this seems to be important, the people that you have around you. If you keep making decisions that attract people into your life that don't uplift you, that's where you're going to have to start making some changes, and you may have to look at the friend group. But I would say with this, right, like if you're finally being done with this and it's no longer influencing you and you're allowing space for that Ace of Cups to come in, celebrate it, right? Spend more time with the people who know you the best. Oh, in your environment, the Five of Swords. And this is what I was kind of feeling here with these two. This is iffy. So with the Five of Swords, we're talking about, right, there's the self-sabotage, absolutely. And this could be something that, you know, you are reflecting on, but unfortunately it may be taken in a very difficult way by another person, or it's you. But here somebody, you know, is saying whatever it takes to get what they want. And it may affect, you know, your ability to take advantage of something much better, much, much better. But then going back to what I was initially feeling looking at this, I have to wonder, because this is the master communicator, and you've got this sword energy going on. I'm wondering if you're not dealing with somebody who, like, will go back and forth in between saying things to you to get you to make decisions that benefit them rather than you. But with the Queen of Wands being the overall, like, I feel like you realize that, you know, there's an opportunity for much better things for you and much better connections in terms of people. But yeah, this is somebody who doesn't give a shit about what they say. They're doing it for their own gain. Your hopes and your fears, the Ace of Swords, right? You want that new beginning, but it's solidified in truth and clarity. So, you know, there's a couple of different ways of looking at this. I do think that right now you may be dealing with a person who may be saying something or doing something that is for their own benefit, that, you know, doesn't take you into consideration at all, that may be creating this kind of painful ending. And then moving into the King of Swords, right? This could be, you know, factual advice that may be helping you to see the truth. That way there's, you know, clarity on how to begin anew out of this. Now, for some of you, right, like if you're being deceived, this is like, I need the truth. But, you know, this is also needing to accept a truth that you may be fearing as well. But either way, it's intentional in that it's creating a new beginning for you, where you're no longer carrying around the 10 swords, right? Like, and continuously talking about everything somebody did wrong to you. But I like the fact here that, you know, you're looking at truth creating a way forward. And then coming out, strength. Okay. A lot of air, a little bit of water, and then you got Leo. The Ten of Cups, okay. The Knight of Cups. And then the Knight of Swords. That's why strength is showing up. Okay. So as far as this new beginning, right, the thing is absolutely this could be attached to this situation, in that, you know, the start that you were hoping for wasn't being created. But the thing is that Ace of Cups is always there. It's always there. It doesn't have to be attached to this situation. And we're talking about you making, you know, a different choice for a new start, for you to be more emotionally fulfilled, right? But strength, the reason why I feel like this is coming out is because it's gonna, something is gonna be said that's gonna require you to, you know, maintain your own personal truth too. And I feel like, you know, confidence definitely is going to be involved with this, but I think you're going to feel much better about yourself when, you know, you maintain your truth here. And it's not that you need to continuously deal with somebody who isn't willing to hear how they have affected you. But if they try to get you to feel something different, or change your feelings about the way that they've acted, that's where you have to stay strong. And I feel like you're meeting them right where they're at, but with a very different energy between these two knights. But the Ten of Cups here, right? Like, what I feel like is this was an opportunity to begin the process of getting to that long-term happily ever after. So absolutely, this could be about a relationship. It could be about family. But we're talking about, you know, long-term happiness. And it starts with the Ace of Cups. But this was like the intention of where this was supposed to go. But, you know, you're ending up with the Ten of Swords. For others of you, this is holding on to strength and keeping out something that is manipulative in order to make sure that, you know, your home and your family are not affected by it. With strength being there. But, you know, and then you have these two knights. The Knight of Cups, and looking at it in terms of, you know, the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords, first of all, you're talking about communication. But it's also the actions that are happening behind that. With the Knight of Cups, we're talking about somebody extending that cup. You know, here, accept my emotions, right? Share in these feelings with me. But in terms of action, this is somebody who is led astray by their emotions, right? But with the Knight of Swords, this is where it's like you're meeting it head on with an, oh, hell no, let me remind you of why we're not doing this again. And that with strength, I think, is perfect. But, you know, what hurts here is that I think that for some of you, you really thought that this was going to be, you know, the rest of your life happily ever after. And then, you know, with the King of Swords again, right, it depends on how you're looking at it. But either way, you know, this could be somebody that understands the situation that you're involved in and can give you the best practical, you know, realistic advice. Right? There's that little bit of feeling of earth with it almost. But, you know, the King of Swords, it's factual. You know, let's think reasonably and logically about how you can move forward and best handle this situation. Because right now, it's over. Right? I love the knights, though. I love the knights. Right? Abrupt. It's abrupt and immediate, right? But you're doing it to hold back from repeating the pattern, I feel like. But somebody did something or said something where, and this is only going to be for some of you, but where they did not take you into consideration at all. They could give a shit less about you. It's about getting what they wanted. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Confidence, celebration. And then heart center. Oh, and then going back to that Ace of Cups. It's always there, right? So confidence, again, is a really big thing with what you're dealing with here. And make sure that, you know, you're celebrating with the people who are telling you you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. Don't let this back into, you're doing the right thing, right? But your heart center. And I go back to, you know, the child I was meant to be. I really feel like some of you need to do some healing about some preconceived notions that you have about who you are because of garbage put onto you by somebody else. But healing the heart center and living from that space, right? But not being the Knight of Cups where you're being led astray. But I like this reaffirming feeling of being able to celebrate, you know. And I do think it's going to come from the people closest to you that know you pretty well, that are probably telling you right now, don't do that again. Don't do it again. A win-win outcome is forecast. Against a no-win situation. That's pretty good. A time to give rather than take. It's funny how I see this one continuously. So as far as that goes, right? Absolutely. If you are in a place where you can provide some assistance for others, do it. And for those of you who are needing more time, more understanding, right? You have to be able to give it to yourself first instead of looking for, what you are needing from the outer world. But I love I love the win-win that's coming out of this. And I really do think that, for those of you who are dealing with this situation right now where something is definitely over with, if it starts to come back, it's going to be done so in a way that I feel like is like intentionally to manipulate you on an emotional level. But this is where, you need to hold on to that inner strength, right? All right, Libra, I hope that made sense. I love you guys. Thank you for being here again, and I hope to see you soon.